Hey guys, what is going on? This is Pants Art Dragon, and today we'll be doing a little video on 8 things you should watch out for in patch 6.10. Now usually in this video I talk about the big meta changes, like what I feel might be an actual meta champion, and also as a bonus at the end of this video, I'm going to be telling you 4 things I found really interesting about this patch. For instance, Fiddlesticks, after 5 seconds of not moving, he turns into a scarecrow. And you're probably like, ooh, what the hell is that? So I got some PvE footage to show you guys what that means later in this video. Anyways, with all that being said, let's get started. Alright, so first up we're going to be talking about Anivia. And before we talk about the changes coming to her in patch 6.10, we're going to be talking about her win rates. So in the last 7 days in Diamond tier, she's roaming around a 52% win rate, but I feel the win rate is a little bit skewed because her play rate is kind of low. So it's only like Anivia mains playing her, but it is pretty decent, and in all tiers, her win rate is about 48%. With that being said, she's looking a little bit weaker than before the mid-season update, but now she's getting some buffs in 6.10, where mana per second is going down, cast range is going up, the initial radius is going up, and now you can Zhonya's while using your R, kinda like Swain. Now these all seem like pretty good buffs, especially the mana cost per second going down, and with the cast range going up, it's going to be almost as close to before the mid-season update, where she had more range to use her ultimate and then an E to combo. The only thing I still really don't like is how the ultimate takes 3 seconds to build up to get 50% more damage and slow, and I feel like no one will ever stay in that ultimate for that long, and it just seems like a wave clear skill, unless you got a really good setup or something. Overall, I'm going to say she's probably going to get a 1.5 or 2% increase on her win rate in the next patch. Next up is going to be Jinx, and we're going to be doing the same shit as we did before, and so Jinx's win rate in Diamond is about 49%. You know, that's decent, but it's not too good. But interestingly enough, she has a 51.5% win rate in all tiers in the last 7 days. And the reason behind that is because her late game is God tier, so you know in lower elo games, they take a long time to win, so she'll eventually scale up and beat down the enemy team. Hopefully that makes sense. You know, in Diamond and above, she's not so good because of the marksman changes that happened to her, like in the preseason. But now, she's getting some buffs because she sucked ass, and now her rocket's base attack speed is going up from 0.531 to 0.625, which is the average for most champions in this game. And also the same base attack speed as her minigun, but now the reduced bonus attack speed is going down from 15% to 25%. Now I'm pretty sure this reduced bonus attack speed is additive instead of multiplicative, so you just need like 2 daggers to make up for this lost attack speed. But overall, this is definitely a buff, and you might see her come back into the meta, and overall I'm going to say her win rate is going to go up by 1.5%. Since I don't think her early game is affected, but her mid game and late game power spike is a bit more impactful. Alright, so next up we're going to be talking about Swain. Alright, so I'm going to be doing some shit talking to why statistics are not as accurate as they seem. So in Diamond, Swain has a 44% win rate in the past 7 days, which is horrible. And when we switch to all tiers in the past 7 days, we have a 46% win rate. But here's the reason why this statistic is a little off and not very optimized. It's because people are still trying to max fucking E. And I don't think a lot of people read the patch notes with Swain or something, because clearly you max out Q right now. Like, E's amplification damage doesn't go up anymore, it stays at 20% per level. And Q's damage goes up by 80 damage per level, which is actually more if you combo it with your E, and E's damage goes up by 36 per level. So you know, with these stats that I just showed you, what would you max out? Probably nothing, because you're probably not playing Swain, even with the buffs he's gonna get. So the buffs look something like this, basically a big shitfest of text. But I cleared it up to make it a little bit more readable, and took out all the useless stuff that I don't care about, and it looks something like this. So basically, instead of being like Spell Vamp, it's just gonna be a flat rate, where now they can gain more hit point when fighting tanks. Although we'll gain less if, say, the enemy has like 10 MR and you have no magic penetration. But I also did the math on the healing versus minions and monsters, and it's essentially the same. Overall, it is a small buff on Swain, so he can heal off tanks more efficiently. But when I played him and I maxed out Q, I still felt kinda like shit. But with the changes you see here, and all this garbage you see here, you're probably going to be getting a 1.5% increase in win rates. But if people start maxing out Q instead of E first, then maybe you'll see a 3% change. Although that's still pretty bad considering it'll be around like 47% win rate or something like that. So yeah, still gonna be a garbage champion, but honestly I just want to rant about Swain and people maxing out Q, and the reason why I don't follow statistics coming from all tiers too much. The next change I'm going to be talking about is going to be Vel'Koz. So his win rate in Diamond is about 51% in the last 7 days. In lower elo, it is 49.5. So it's not a really bad win rate, but to be honest, I don't know why they're buffing him when they can buff like, really bad champions like Swain. I mean, they buffed him, but he's still pretty bad. It's not even a significant buff. Anyways, onto the small buffs that Vel'Koz is receiving. So he's getting a 0.1 AP ratio increase onto his passive, which means a stronger late game, and his ultimate now has a 1.25 AP ratio. So yeah, very small buffs, but I think his win rate is going to go up by like 1%, maybe 1.5% to be honest. It does increase his late game, especially once he gets his death cap, but it doesn't really help his early game too much. And he's still kind of reliant on hitting 3 abilities onto someone, so he can get that little extra oomph. But yeah, just a slight buff. Probably going to see him a little bit more into the meta, but we'll just have to see. Alright, so that's it for talking about champion changes. We're going to be moving on to general gameplay stuff, and first up is going to be Ocean Dragon. So Ocean Dragon is getting a hard nerf in my opinion, and they're making it more of an out of combat buff because it's actually really OP, and now it's going to restore 4% of your missing health and mana every 8 seconds if you have not been damaged by a champion or a tower in the last 5 seconds. So the game does not care if you have been hit by monsters in the jungle or minions. This means for junglers they receive 2% less health and mana this patch every 18 seconds if you disregard the 2 seconds that we have left over. For our laners though, they're only going to regen when they're out of lane, and I guess it'll come in handy in the mid game and late game when people are doing stuff when it's not PvP. Overall, I think Fire Dragon might be the best right now after this change, and Ocean Dragon shouldn't be as prioritized as much as before. Alright, so next up we're going to be talking about the Bloodrazor. So this item is actually kind of weak. Apparently 3% of a target's maximum health is not actually that much. So they're going to be increasing it to 4% health, which is going to be really nice for the early game, and I think it's going to scale really good into the mid game and late game against those nasty tanks. And also 10% more attack speed, which is actually kind of valuable. And what comes to mind when I see this change is perma ban Kindred. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to let her through in champion select anymore, unless she's on my team. But yeah, feels kind of bad, man. Next up, Barrier cooldown is going down by 30 seconds. Probably going to see it more in the mid lane to be honest, but I don't think it's going to replace anything in the bot lane since heal is really effective for, well, healing 2 people. But it's probably just going to replace heal in the mid lane. Although I think the meta is just teleport mid lane all the time or something. Next up, Ghost is actually getting a huge buff this patch. Holy fuck. This actually might be some meta for, say, AD carries taking Ghost over Flash. Probably not, but honestly, I'm probably going to use it. Fuck the meta, I don't care about Flash. I care about the easy mechanics, you feel me? But this is also going to be increasing the effectiveness of people like Twisted Fate, Hecarim, etc. All these champions with like 340 base movement speed, they're going to probably be looking towards the summoner a lot. And honestly, just because of the summoner, I think the meta might change a bit. Alright, so that's it for my 8 things you should watch out for in the next patch. But now we're going to be getting on to the interesting things I found in this patch that really aren't so meta but are pretty interesting. And first up is going to be Fiddlesticks. So he's getting a nerf to his E where the number of bounces is now 6, but now after 5 seconds of not moving, Fiddlesticks will become into a scarecrow. And when I read that, I was like, does he get a new model? I have to fucking see. I just gotta go into PBE and check this shit out. And you know what happens after 5 seconds of not moving? He just stands there. And the animation just stops. That's it. Like, I was expecting some new animations or something, but this, I honestly don't know what the point of this was, or even mentioning it. It's kinda as stupid as Master Yi dancing as fast as his movement speed, although that's kind of entertaining. This is just kinda stupid. The next thing we're going to be talking about is Shyvana. So now her W has a 0.7 active AP ratio since it lasts for about 7 seconds. But now while your W is active, you get 0.25 ability power on hit. So when you go up to someone and press W and then AA and then Q, you have a 0.75 AP ratio in that combo. So you know what I'm going to do in this patch? I'm going to make a highlight video of me just playing AP Shyvana and seeing how it is, and yeah, it'll be just a little entertaining video, or it actually might be broken, but probably not. Next up, you can now obtain level 6 and 7 champion mastery on a champion, so that's actually really cool, and now I can BM people when I'm playing Soraka at a higher quality. Also, this video is not by me, you can check out the original source in the description below, and basically what this text says is you can like make stuff in the Hextech crafting to get loot or something, but honestly, I don't understand the context too much, I have to see it to fully understand it. Also in this patch, Talia will be released sometime later, and here's a tip from me, max out E second. But yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. In one of my other videos, I asked you guys, what do you think they should nerf on Malzahar to make him not OP? And here's some of my favorite answers. For a chance to be featured in a future video, make sure to comment below on what is your favorite change of patch 6.10. Mine's the Scarecrow change of Fiddlesticks because it encourages people to go AFK in games, and that's what I love, AFKers in my games. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you didn't, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, I am Pastor Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time.